Greetings. We're back once again, which means I am Russ Hatfield, joined by Karra, who's my higher dimensional twin soul and member of Ashtar Command. This challenge session was channeled by Mark Crocker back in 1993, which we call Proper Nutrition and the Meta-Concert Conductor. Friday's meeting with the members of Ashtar Command for a challenge session focused on three things with the three main speakers on the tape. Tia, working on astral travel, Karra providing some nutritional tips, and Omal helping me define the conductor role in meta-concerts more clearly. The sound quality isn't as pristine as last month, so we recommend following the transcript provided on our homepage. That is found, along with a more detailed description, at hadesbasenews.com. We invite you to subscribe to be kept informed of future postings on our YouTube channel from the members of Ashtar Command. And now we present our latest entry into the Hades Base archives, Proper Nutrition and the Meta-Concert Conductor.
Questions? Doopy? Doopy? Doopy, 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 doopy.
Hello? How are you?
Fine.
Good.
No comments about me being a member of the Herbivore family.
Okay, I give up.
What's a Herbivore? What? And what you call me sometimes? So hello, dear.
I'm not after you start that massively raw steak. It's a little tough to call you a herbivore.
Oh,
Still good.
I would have bet it would, but Mark does have delicate sensibilities, apparently.
Oh yeah, I'll chuck his real quick.
Well, there's nothing wrong with eating raw steak.
Well, there is a certain problem with certain organisms which the cooking removes, but that's supposedly a strong digestive system out in the bodies of the witch. So,
We talked about tapeworms, right?
tapeworms, parasites, other
If
various.
the animal is in a healthy environment and is treated or genetically engineered so that it is resistant to those sort of things, you don't have to worry about it. After all, did not your people from the northern steppes, Tartars, eat raw meat?
I believe it was marinated first, just like cooked.
Hold on. No, it was placed under the saddle to tenderize it.
That cooked it.
I did have a bowl handy for you to upchuck.
Oh man, I wish you did.
I can see you now going.
Oh God! Under the saddle, grab a little slice once in a while, and scarf it on the road.
I've just relaying the information from Luna. Yeah, whatever cooking techniques are there.
Jeez, what is involves cooking metal?
The people from Denmark, now they have an interesting one. They get raw steak, grind it up, mix it with tartar sauce.
Well, lucky I'm a vegetarian, so I don't have to worry about any of this stuff anyway.
So you pull these poor, senseless little vegetables screaming out of the ground by their hair, and then devour them.
No, actually, I go to the supermarket. Somebody else is already done for me.
Ah, so you just buy vegetables that have been murdered, huh?
Yeah, they are basically. And they wouldn't really better if they're like little ones that better good at human eggs. Whereas the cows just kind of plants seem to have at least a reason for living. a complete being eaten. Cows are trying to grow up.
No, they don't. They have a purpose of reproduction, spreading themselves, growing bigger and stronger. The same with cows. It's exactly the same, no difference.
Well, yeah, there is a difference.
What?
Because the plant uses what plants know that what the purpose in life is.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't any cow beavers going, you're about to get scarfed.
Well, what about on your continent where it's hot all the time? What about the tigers and the lions that go out and starve other animals, as we put it?
Well, I don't know, they rank right up there with Mark and yourself.
And you?
Not me. Well, I do eat chicken.
So, you are guilty as me, as Mark, as Kiri, as Luna, as Joey,
At least I
as Calvin.
cook them. Oh, gosh.
Well, I cook chicken when I have chicken. I cook lamb when I have lamb. I cook cows when I have cows. Just sometimes I like it raw.
She's a little bit scarred.
There's nothing wrong with eating it raw. Other animals, you wouldn't eat raw. So we're all as guilty as each other. Agreed?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let us get on with the questions.
Okay. First off,
She started, went climbing up the stairs. Down came the rain and washed poor Incy out. Out came the sun and dried poor Incy out. Now Incy Wincy Spider won't get no private tea.
oh, all right, my darling. I'd like to know, if I could, what is Omal or is Tall going to be? What do we make?
We're waiting on it.
Okay, so that's not what to think about right now. Well, motherhood certainly suits you. I can see.
What do you mean?
Oh, sense of humor is definitely.
I never had a sense of humor before.
Oh, I said it. You had a sense of humor, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
I said it matured.
Well, I am 21 of your years, you know.
Just a youngster.
Okay, come on, ask certain questions.
All right.
Otherwise, I shall go.
Okay. I gotta understand as far as I questions, I'm strictly off the top of my head. Open up my sleeve. Nothing between my ears.
Yes,
Okay.
I'll agree with that. Quick magic trick for you. Notice my hands never leave the end of my arms.
All right. Now.
Okay.
When I went up far side of the day
Mm-hmm.
in the last couple of times, I'm noticing that a lot of my body functions are well regulated while I'm up there. In other words, I can look and be at some place, and I'm getting better at being able to maintain a kind of extra sense
Mm-hmm.
of what my body's doing down here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still a point where falling asleep,
Mm-hmm.
that sleep state, is still necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing I still haven't figured out is the trance state actually a light sleep state?
It's borderline. Borderline.
Okay. So in other words, it's that thin line before sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, why is it that sometimes it's easier to control than others? Or why is it other people are able to control it better than other people?
Practice.
Well, there's practice. It's not a genetic trait, then. It's not something.
To a certain extent, yeah. But it can be, um, the same thing can be achieved through practice.
Mhm. So, in other words, other people can get a better um, use of it than others. In other words, they have an advantage.
Yeah.
But somebody who is latent in it can become opulent to that point of that person who has the advantage just by the sheer weight and practice.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, um, is the ability to um, focus on a fifth dimensional level strictly related to a third sight, a third eye?
No, not really.
Okay, that's just the astral vision.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is there something like contacts for your astral vision?
You shouldn't need them.
No, but I mean a visual sight aid, you might say.
No, you should have perfect vision. You might try looking through your crystal somewhere.
Looking through my crystal, I see.
It will show you some interesting things. Might help to clear your mind a little bit beforehand. Let you relax. Because sometimes it's harder to farsight if your mind is in a turmoil. It's best to be nice and relaxed. Not too relaxed the way you go.
Right. Well, that's the problem. Just keep my weight that's still asleep. Okay, so looking through the crystal though gives your mind a little bit more relaxation.
Yeah.
So like a focus.
Yeah.
Taking the spirit.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then close your eyes closer. Okay. Now, once I'm up there, and I'm scanning around in codes, you're studying anatomy and fun stuff like that. And then I want to go visit Nazria.
Oh, yeah.
I basically farsight to Nazria. Now, in the meantime, I'm passing through, oh hell, I don't know what. People's bedrooms, refrigerators, computers, walls, ceilings. I'm just basically cutting through anything that's in my way. Now, am I causing any disruptions up there as far as power supply interruptions,
No.
messing up somebody's sleep?
No. Just keep going as fast as you can to get there. Never slow down.
Okay.
And just keep looking ahead.
Okay. Now, I've started using a new technique as far as spark setting goes, which is go ahead and creating a dimensional door to go through on my way up. So that it's a doorway that separates my body from my astral body.
Yeah.
And I'm setting up in the form of a pentagram, which has to be traced out first. Then opens up like the doorways up there. And then once going through that doorway, I allow my consciousness then to inhabit my astral body. And the doorway closes behind it. And then take off from there. Now, in your vast experience, is there a way I can improve on that system today?
My way differs from Mark's way, and Mark's way differs from your way. And never show between the units. We each have our own different techniques. And your technique is particular to you. It's like a fingerprint.
Right. But there are focusing traits and stuff that you know, which I don't know.
Let me see. How do I Normally, I just get up and wander away for a few seconds, take a few breaths, lie back down, step out, and go.
Now, are you conscious of your body while you're going?
Depends what sort of cycling I'm doing.
So, whereas Mark has no memory recall whatsoever of what his body did while he was going.
I think that's only whilst he's doing a bee jump. Because if you remember when you were doing some far cycling to some silly places, off in that direction somewhere, you two were communicating, were you not?
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, that tells you what?
So it depends on what kind of flesh cycle.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think the only time that we go unconscious totally is when we do a dimension jump, or a really long one.
I don't think I'll repeat that. Anyway, that's all the questions I have for now.
You cats would sit together, should be traveling. Jenny. Oh, oh, oh. Good evening. Well, what can I do for you?
Literally or physically?
Mentally.
Well, we got lots of stuff to do. Anyway,
Yeah.
this evening's session of You My Dear is titled I'm in Awe of Karra.
I am a mortal just like you. There is nothing special about what I do.
That's
You too can be as knowledgeable as myself.
Yeah, I'm working on it, but
Mm-hmm.
I've never known that the work I need to do is so vast.
Mm-hmm. A quick piece of information for you. On my way to this training section, guess where I came from? No. I laughed. I was running blood tests, doing chemical analysis on blood. And there is a slow chemical change happening in somebody's body.
Yours?
Not mine.
One?
No.
Two?
No. Yeah.
I knew I get sometime.
Eventually. Now, why will a chemical change happen in a young lady's blood?
Because of good you told us me
Which is
that there is a feeling of what it felt like when she was first pregnant.
exactly.
Right.
Now, the chemical change isn't a definite yes. Not yet. But the change is happening. Now, a similar change occurs when the menstrual cycle starts.
Yeah. You said it's not going to start for a week and a half.
No. So that's why I'm looking into it very carefully.
Yeah.
It's unlikely that it's early, but she's not particularly regular sometimes. So it is too early to tell. And try not to get your hopes up.
So just keep going.
Okay, let us continue.
Okay. When did you want to work on Mark's music?
Tonight might not be the time. I have a next session.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Why do you ask?
Well, I was going over the tapes tonight, and it was, you were mentioning how you wanted to work on Mark's knees, and this is back in August.
Mm-hmm. Are they giving him problems?
No, but It reminded me that we never got to that.
Uh,
With his being up on Hades base as much as he is,
mm-hmm.
and with what Omal and I discussed last time,
Yes.
about his body's ability to rejuvenate itself,
Mm-hmm.
it might be handy if we gave it a little assist once in a while.
Oh, we can try. Oh,
Yeah. Before starting,
mm-hmm.
a little thing came to me about
Yeah.
redacted. This was considered
Healing.
yeah. And this was the psychic power of healing
Mm-hmm.
through touch and mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering how much of that um, we can work with as far as um, part of our course.
Okay. What particular field are you interested in?
Well, mostly being able to transmit a lot of the information I'm going through now
Mm-hmm.
through touch. And
Yeah.
so
So,
gaining the knowledge of it,
mm-hmm.
on a cellular level.
No. What I'm saying is, what field of medicine are you interested in doing?
General.
General. So, mental health care,
No,
healing somebody's mental dysfunction.
no, healing physical trauma through touch and mind.
Okay. We can do that.
Anyway, working on the anatomy and physiology book,
Mm-hmm.
and going through the basic building blocks of matter,
Yeah.
I'm realizing that that's why it so much involves the fact that you have to deal with genetics on a much tighter scale than what I'm even dealing with now.
Well, actually, it's not as tight because the gene pool up here is clean.
That's true. Yeah, right. These are real good. Now, one thing in this was question that came up was atoms bond by exchanging electrons.
Mm-hmm.
These are called ions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what I can figure out is, do the atoms that exchange electrons, is that because there's spaces that are available for them to bond with?
Don't know. I'm not a physicist. How many times have I got to tell you that?
No, molecules made up of atoms.
Okay.
You do a molecule.
Yes, but I don't go down to that level. I mean, when you start talking about atoms and molecules, you're talking on a physics scale.
The how high up should I build them? Cellular?
Yeah. You see, I'm interested in this stuff. And this stuff. And this stuff. Calcium. So you've got to know a little bit of chemistry and a little bit of physics.
So biochemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well let's go to inorganic compounds.
Okay.
Now, inorganic salts.
Mm-hmm.
The book doesn't describe where inorganic salts come from.
I can tell you. Go down to the sea and drink the water.
Okay, so that's any salt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's not organic. It's rock.
Oh, that's what it's
Correct?
okay. Now we're taught the salt's bad for you, and yet it's also important.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a proper mix.
Yes, there is. And it varies from species to species. And at the moment, I don't have the figures on the top of my head.
Does it vary from person to person?
Yes, it does as well. Not that much.
Hmm.
It can be a few milligrams. But it does vary. It depends on size, how much an individual sweats, perspires, how much active a person is, their age, and more.
Now, what controls the concentration of inorganic salts to make sure that it's
The amount of fluid in the body.
So in other words, if you eat a lot of salt, you should drink a lot of fluid.
Right. Well, you will learn it once you're thirsty.
That's true. Okay. Because I've noticed that it's important for proper water concentration, blood clotting, bone development, cell formation.
Yeah, it's responsible for a lot of things.
And transmitting cells, muscle, and nerve functions, electrolyte balance.
Right.
Now, how is it the salts work for that then? I mean, is it just because they are such a necessary part of the human body?
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, let me explain. Do you know how much the human body is worth? If you were to go to your local pharmacy and buy all the chemicals,
I'd give up.
about $18.
Oh, God. Well, that puts it into perspective.
Find that very amusing.
Yes. But putting it all together is the priceless part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're okay now. Now, fat supply, massive energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for sources of fats. Is this in the meats?
It's in quite a few things. It's in oils, but fat, useful fat, serves a purpose. When you build up fat, what is it for?
It's for metabolism.
It's for energy. So if you build up a layer of fat, it's good, but if you build up too much, it's bad.
Mm.
So you've got to know how much fat to build up.
Really?
And fat comes from all sorts of places.
Mm-hmm.
Now, external fat, fat that you eat from Tia's favourite food, is not that good for you.
Now, I've noticed that the differences between saturated, polyunsaturated, and unsaturated are very vast. The
Yeah.
difference between the single carbon binding of that and
Mm-hmm.
the double bonded. What is the difference between the two kinds, meat and fish? Is that one is polyunsaturated, one is saturated? Yeah.
It's more the density and the amount.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And the type of cholesterol that is mixed with it.
Oh, I
You
see.
see, not all cholesterol is bad,
Right.
and not all cholesterol is good.
Right. Now, do the fat and cholesterol bond?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they make up a single kind of molecule.
Yeah. If you were to take cholesterol out of your diet totally, that would be very detrimental.
But too much of it is also detrimental.
Correct.
So again, we come to a question of balance.
Exactly. You see, your diet has to be balanced perfectly.
Mm.
Sometimes you can overindulge, as long as a couple of days later you underindulge.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because right now I'm interested in helping out both Mark and I as far as diet goes.
Mm-hmm.
And increasing the amount of proper
Nutrients.
mixtures, nutrients, right.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that includes fat, carbohydrates, salts, and
Mm-hmm.
other things. Well, reading this book, for example,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to learn the differences in what we eat and how it affects our body.
Mm-hmm. What sort of protein does Mark indulge in?
Meat,
What sort?
let's see, chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Get some fried chicken, right? Meat and chicken.
What sort of meat? Meat's a very large area.
There's a steak in once. It's not too soon.
That's not too hard. You could increase that to once a week. That is not that harmful.
Okay. Well, something I read about tonight was concerning how heat disorganizes some protein molecules.
Mm-hmm.
For example, eggs.
Yeah.
In which the egg white, which is denatured, and when the heat makes it comes to nature.
Mm-hmm.
And the egg whites turn liquid into solid,
Right.
but it can't be reversed.
Exactly.
So therefore it becomes non-functional and threatens the life of the cell.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that why eggs are bad for you?
In small doses, they're good for you. When you eat eggs in large quantity, because they're so high in cholesterol, that's when they become harmful.
See, this is the balance going from the small amounts of cholesterol from eggs bond with the fats
Mm-hmm.
to create the proper balance.
An egg a day is alright. 2 eggs a day is borderline. More than that, and you're asking for trouble.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But again, that can be countered by, let's say for 2 days you have 6 eggs, right?
Right.
And then you go, 2 or 3 weeks without having any eggs at all. And it gives it a chance to get out of your system.
Oh, awesome. Okay. So other things like that also find to be the problem, but
Mm-hmm.
will turn from liquid to solid.
Yeah.
Okay. For example, lard,
Mm-hmm.
which is a saturated fat.
Well, that can go from a solid to liquid back to solid.
Oh, I see. And that vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But it is very, very high in cholesterol. Extremely high in cholesterol.
Lard?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a fat that is also with high in cholesterol.
It's a pure fat. That's what lard is.
Right. Now, does that mean that it's going to be with the cholesterol? It should be a balance, except it's not. It's too much cholesterol.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going on to cellular functions instead,
Mm-hmm.
I became interested in DNA and RNA. Now,
It's for you. It's a cellular thing.
well, the nucleic acid
Mm-hmm.
that controls cell activity. They're large complex and they contain atoms of hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, which make nucleotides.
Mm-hmm.
5 carbon sugar, which are 5 carbon sugar, called ribose or deoxyribose.
Mm-hmm.
That's DNA and RNA.
Mm-hmm.
The DNA, what I'm learning, stores information, tells the cell parts how to construct specific protein molecules.
Mm-hmm.
And then the protein, acting as enzymes, are responsible for all the metabolic system actions in cells.
Mm-hmm.
They also duplicate in cells. Each newly formed cell is an exact copy of the parent cell and carry instructions for vital life processes.
Mm-hmm.
But what's RNA?
Now, if I told you, you wouldn't go looking for it in there.
Well, it's not in there.
It isn't.
It's not in the book.
Then you've got to go and research it. Because you will stumble across other things that you learn. If I tell you, then you're not learning anything. You're not going to stumble across other things that you'll be able to ask questions on.
All right. Now, one thing I want to know is this is going to help Mark a lot
Mm-hmm.
in learning about DNA. Because these is the part that's responsible for rejuvenation.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the part that is
You're going to switch off and it goes faster. Or doing the dimension job.
right. Now, is this because they are not duplicating themselves?
Right.
Okay. Now, is there a way to make DNA process happen when he's out of body?
I can't think of it, but I will look into it.
It's okay.
None that I can think of. Often.
Okay.
Yes, we are aware of it. We're doing long dimension construct theories. Harming himself.
Now, what about when he's up here? Does his astral body?
Yes, his astral body does heal itself. It does continue rejuvenating itself, which is part of his problem in using why when it comes back. Everything is so heightened is because his rejuvenation process of his astral body compared to his physical body does not match. So it is like rubbing against each other, which irritates the astral body and the physical body, which means that touch, taste, smell, hearing, sight all become sensitive. It is like when you rub your hands together for a long period of time. They become sordid in it. And that is what is happening with the astral and the physical.
Oh.
And
Now,
there
if he
is,
was able to pull his body through,
would you
Yeah.
come back?
well, no, but I mean, if he did pull his body through.
Okay.
Okay, now then, the DNA itself, it's controlled by the brain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the brain commands the DNA to be produced.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, the electrical functions that make the brain produce the DNA,
Mm-hmm.
why do they stop when he's in astral form? Because you would think if the brain is still controlling the body to breathe and make the heart pump, that would make also the DNA
No,
reproduce.
what happens in when he leaves and goes far-sighted, right?
Right.
He is running the bare minimums, enough to keep the circulatory system flowing, enough to keep the electronic impulses in the brain going, that keeps the heart beating, the lungs breathing, and the digestive system going.
Right.
And that's it. It is cut down to the bare minimum.
Okay. Now,
Let me look for a mail actually. Select service. Silent routine.
oh, silent service.
Yeah.
Right. The submarine game.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Silent routine. That is what the body does.
Oh, nice.
You see, when we are channeling, his body runs at approximately the same speed, maybe a little slower.
Right.
But when he does far-sighting, and he does a D jump to here,
Mm-hmm.
the body slows down.
See.
But when he makes the jump, the disconnection, you see, it accelerates, and then the mind or the brain tells the body to slow down.
Mm-hmm. See. Now, the DNA
Mm-hmm.
is acted upon by the proteins acting as enzymes.
Yeah.
Now, proteins are acting as enzymes,
Mm-hmm.
and they're responsible for metabolic action in the cells.
Mm-hmm.
Then what would happen if he were to eat a big meal before D-jump?
You'd probably fall asleep.
Probably.
I don't know. I'm not a far sight. Save this one for next time, okay?
Hopefully this is going to be a solution to our problem.
I don't think there is a solution.
Yeah, but we don't try stuff.
Oh,
No,
yeah, experimentation's good. Okay.
All right. Well, yes. This morning when we were going over functions for life,
Mm-hmm.
one of the functions was atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how is it that atmosphere is necessary for life? I mean, if you had
It's not so.
oxygen without atmosphere, you couldn't live.
Life exists in many, many different forms. And oxygen is not a constant.
It's the pressure, I guess, the atmospheric pressure.
Correct.
Does that help keep the body stable or something?
No. What it does is it helps keep the molecules in place. The cells in place. You see, when I do that, what am I doing?
Should knock your cells out.
Correct. So, the pressure of the air keeps the cells from just flaking off,
Oh,
you see.
they keep themselves advantage.
hmm There are many, many contributing factors to life. Correct chemical balance, correct chemicals, full stop.
Oh,
Atmosphere, fluid, which isn't totally necessary, environmental factors, and we're all kind of generalizing it.
right.
But life can also exist in the strangest of places.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the work that I'm doing with the healing and the search and rescue and stuff, is that going to be an important factor for me to point out?
Well, protecting you don't step outside the ship when you're in space.
Okay. It's bad.
Well, in the astral
Just-
it doesn't really matter in the physical form.
But I mean, if I just had an air mask, right, I step outside the ship, it's not going to do me any good whatsoever.
No.
Because
And you want to know why?
the atmosphere is whacked out.
Mm-hmm. And what else would happen?
My body would not be able to breathe in vacuum.
Mm-hmm. And what else?
The vacuum would suck the fluids out of my body.
Mm-hmm. And what does that cause?
Dehydration.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, what happens is, as it sucks out the fluids, it freezes, and you freeze.
Focus space is massively cold.
Correct.
Ah,
But it can also be massively hot as well.
but it doesn't matter due to the fact that the fluids are being sucked out, whether they get boiled off or they get frozen.
Correct.
Your body's not getting helped out one little
It
bit.
takes approximately 30 seconds for you to expire.
Oh, so that's why they call it an atmospheric pressure suit.
Because it holds in the pressure and the atmosphere. Oh well.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Yeah, I've been helping all the time.
Well, I know that this is important stuff I had to get through.
Okay. Right. I'll hand back.
Okay.
See you later.
$8.
Don't start me.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Hello to you.
Hello.
Well, we get on to important fun stuff here
Oh, goody. Goody, goody, goody.
with Rover's Mouth. Well, I don't want to use up all the tape. Just,
Okay, pause. People.
okay. You have the opportunity to talk. Got all this other important stuff out of the way.
Okay. I'll be back. Greetings and felicitations for us.
Greetings, Omal. This is one of those nights.
Yes, it is, isn't it? It is entertaining. And how are we functioning?
We are been entertained.
Good.
Functioning great.
Functioning above specified parameters, are we not?
well, above, yes.
Okay, let us proceed.
Okay, digging into all kinds of fun stuff tonight. Let's start off with Meta-Concert Conductor.
Okay.
We discussed, I was going through a tape tonight, in which you mentioned that later in the session, which we never got to, we practice a conductor training exercise.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, we went into other patterns instead. We never got to that.
Okay. Remind me in the next session and we will do so. Okay. We want to keep the energy supply for certain frivolous entertainments. to prove a point.
Anyway, is there such a thing as a solo Meta-Concert?
No.
Is there a way to practice Meta-Concert in the solo form that even though you don't generate the proper amount of energy,
Yes,
you
just running over the principle.
learn the principles. So you learn the step-up process.
Yes.
Okay, so using that for specific functions like
Okay.
the candle,
Mhm.
you can gain more practice in Meta-Concert.
Correct.
Now then, we were dealing with at one point at that same tape the Mayan books and the translations that Ashtar touched on. And we got into a little bit about the keys and explanations. I wonder if you had any more information for me about that.
Well, at the time we pointed out that it wasn't wise for this knowledge to be released at this time. That the translation would take many years. And the reason is that you're not ready as a species for that knowledge. Maybe in 20 or 30 years. Or the knowledge could be harmful. Or it could be so obtruse as to be debated on what it actually means.
Okay. But what he mentioned was that there was a key and explanation about traveling physically. Just to real touch on, if it's not too much of a gray area there, was that traveling as in a DJ with your body?
I'm afraid that is a grey area.
It is a gray area.
Yes, the only way for you to learn how to do a physical D-jump is through trial and error.
Oh, I see.
We will tell you if you're pursuing the wrong path, but we will not tell you if you're pursuing the right path.
Okay. Good. So, for historical purposes, you're going to need that for historians.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, look for that. All right. Now then, he also mentioned in the same tape that behind Venus there was a star. In other words, somebody looking, the Sumerians would describe the evening star and the morning star as being two different stars.
Yes.
And that somebody said that they were from Venus, from that star. It might actually mean they were from that planet. They actually might mean they were a star that was in direct line, which you mentioned was
Yes.
sometimes possible.
Yes.
I was wondering if you had the information on which star that was in for that. Or if that was not a gray area.
It is a grey area.
It is a gray area.
Yes, we seem to be touching quite heavily on grey areas at the moment, don't we?
Well, that works.
Yes, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
Right. You never can tell.
No.
Okay. Now,
Hilton's favourite feline. Greetings, feline.
those like the times, that's for sure.
And unfortunately, Thornton is very busy. Extremely.
Well, I understood that. I mean, he would have sure been here otherwise had he not been paying attention.
Yes. He wants to make a concerted effort to be here for the next channeling session.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have pretty important in the next one. All the stuff that we're saving up for that point.
Okay.
All right. Now then, going on to back to Meta-Concert.
Okay.
Okay. Now, we were discussing how in a larger group of Meta-Concerts that the energy is sent from the secondary to the primary almost immediately.
Yes.
This is for to get a major amount of power quickly to the primary. Now, with the conductor being such a crucial role as to take the power in from the primary real quickly and then another mass power real quickly from the secondary, how does the conductor manage to make the transition from a slow energy buildup to a real fast energy buildup?
By practice, by steadily increasing its capacity to handle energy.
Okay, so it's not just energy though, it's also how quickly the energy can come in.
Yes, it is a practice. You have to practice to start off with a few people or one person, you sending the energy and handling that, and then you increase it to 2 people and then 3 people and so on.
Right.
But when you reach 5 people, you can start doubling it.
I see. Now you also mentioned here something where you have working with 5 people, that the conductor, one of the prerogatives of them would be to be able to handle or to know the energy of each of the people in the group and how those people work with energy and stuff.
Correct.
Now, in doing so, is that done by the ability to work with each person singly or
Yes.
working with each person as a group?
Both actually, working with each person individually and knowing how they work with the group.
Okay. Now, people, being infallible as they are, tend to vary as far as their energy levels go, according to their moods, emotions, or something like that.
Correct. That the conductor has to know everybody well, to know how, when they are in a sad mood, they handle energy, or when they're in a happy mood, how they handle energy, or an aggressive, or an upset, or a negative, and so on. It is necessary for the conductor to know these individuals well.
Okay. Now, one of the fallacies about humans is about the fact that they hide their needs well. And where a person looking at a person from a physical sense could say that these people are happy, where in actuality, they're quite depressed behind a very good facade.
Correct.
How does a conductor get around such a
by being able to read the astral form.
There's the trick you probably have discussed here. How is the astral form able to be read by the conductor?
He should be experienced enough. However, if he is not that experienced, there is another way.
Okay.
Look into the eyes.
The eyes.
The eyes are the gateway to the individual.
Okay. Obviously, this will take a lot of practice in eye reading.
Correct.
So the conductor should start working with people's eyes, determining moods from them. Okay. That's a tricky one, I know.
Oh, yes.
I mean, first off, you can't hide a mood in your eyes, but how do you determine
what sort of mood it is?
That's right. How do you judge what the eyes are saying?
To the size of the pupil, the amount of iris visible, to how steady the eyes are, if they're constantly moving from side to side. Somebody tends to be very agitated. Or if they're looking at somebody and they're wide, it means that they're receiving a lot of light, so they're looking at you, possibly with a little bit of interest. Or if the eyes are glazed, it means that the person is either in an aggressive mood or a sad mood.
Okay. Now, if I was the excellent conductor that I always want to be, and let's say I'm not that really good at reading eyes, or at least people still have a tendency to throw me off when I try to read their eyes. Now, how would a good conductor be able to control the mood so that each of the people in the group are in the same mood, which would make it easier to be able to read?
What do we do sometimes to you when you're in a slightly negative mood?
Right.
Exactly. Humour. It is a very good teaching aid, and it is also a very good tool to help people along their path, to help them to increase their energy. After all, if you're laughing and joking, are you not bouncing around?
Sure. It's the increase of energy.
Correct.
Ah. Now you've had experience being conducted quite a bit.
Yes.
Now then you
Yes, I remember the 76 Bayreuth performance. Yes, I do conduct well.
Okay.
Good example right there, you were being serious.
Good with humor, yes, I see that. Okay, now with the ability to control moods, are you also then able to control the point where the meta-concert takes place then, being the conductor?
Yes.
So you are the one, not the executive, but the conductor is the one who said when the go sign is.
Yes.
Okay.
The conductor is more important than the executive. The executive can be played by any individual
Right.
that can handle power like that.
Fine focus.
Yes. It is the conductor's job to regulate the amount of flow to the executive.
But also be able to judge when the time is right to start.
Correct.
See.
So, who is the most important person in the Meta-Concert? No.
Executive?
No. They're all equally as important. You can have an exceptional conductor, but without an executive, if he doesn't know how to use the energy, then.
Right.
Or you can have a primary, which is good, but a conductor that does not know how to use the energy properly.
So that's why when we worked out the Meta-Concert down here,
Exactly.
You had a faulty executive.
Correct.
I see. And so the conductor has to know how good the executive is.
Right.
So this is a well-trained, well-operated group of individuals.
It is a very precise, interactive group. When we did the Meta-Concert up here, we each know each's capability. So therefore, we can have a very interactive group that knows exactly what to do, step by step.
See. Okay. Now, because I was the variable in that, you took a chance on that.
Well, it was necessary to teach you.
Right. Okay. Now, can the conductor then work on increasing the executive's ability?
Yes.
Okay.
But also the executive can work on increasing his ability.
So the conductor should be a good executive also. So
each has to know each other's function.
Right.
Now, can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Stand up. Sit down. Stand up. Sit down.
Okay, stand up.
There is, yes. There is a reason why. Okay. Now, feel all the energy around you. Stretch your arms out like fast. And feel all of the energy around you. From the cat over there, the feline here, the channeler's physical body, feel all the energy of the pyramid. You got your eyes closed? Okay. Now, feel all of that energy around you. Now, with your physical body and your astral body, take a deep, deep breath. Inhale, and keep inhaling until I tell you to stop. Inhale. Stop. exhale. Now you're going to take a bigger breath this time. Go up in the air, go. Not yet, not yet. Okay, now relax. Stand on one leg. Jump up and down. Do a twirl. Touch your toes. Okay, now take a deep breath. Stop. Exhale. Okay, now you may sit down if you wish. Now, see the difference between the first one and the second one.
Vast difference.
The first one, you just sucked in a little bit of energy.
Right.
But on the second one, you sucked in a lot of energy.
Right.
You feel the charge.
Right.
When you exhale, you feel the energy physically leaving you.
There's a difference.
Now, when you do a far hail, you do that process. You suck in the energy around you. The conductor hits you with the other energy as you're sucking in. When he does the countdown and he reaches now, you suck in as he hits you with the energy. And then you are ready to exhale that energy in the direction you are facing, in a line. It is also a visualization because you are facing the direction, let's say, north. Right, you're sending the message north. You're exhaling along your line of breath. You're also sending that energy in that direction.
Nice. And it's the difference in the amount of weight, how the energy is handled.
Correct.
Not the amount of energy as much as how it's handled, because you can lose a lot of energy if it's improperly handled, right?
Correct.
Like when I was the executive, I was receiving tons of energy,
But it was just going all over the place.
but it was disorganized, it wasn't being focused properly, it wasn't being channeled into a proper channel.
It was being channeled into a proper channel. It was not being used by the executive correctly. It was just flowing out of you willy-nilly.
Nice.
It's a good expression. Willy-nilly.
Don't tell Mark that one, okay?
Why not?
Please, it's my president or something like that.
Ah,
Okay.
wouldn't that be willy-nilly?
You have a grasp of politics, Omal. It's frightening.
If you insist. Where were we?
Bring back to properly using it.
Yes. It is a matter of being very stringent with the Meta-Concert and the energy.
Right.
The more stringent you are with the energy, the longer you can continue the Meta-Concert.
Okay. Now, since we do have to work on other things tonight, I wonder if we could spend the next 4 sessions with yourself working on each section of the Meta-Concert.
Yes, we will try to do so.
Like next week we'll start with conductors. We were going to do that anyway.
Correct.
Then we'll go on to executive primaries.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to do a run through.
Okay, great. Meantime, I'm practicing what you showed me tonight.
Yes.
But essentially what I want to do is start breaking this down into being able to handle each of the sections.
Okay.
And this will help out Mark also, since he's listening to tapes, he'll be able to look at it also.
Okay. What you may also do is when you do your practice sessions, is to have one of these available.
Kitty cats.
Yes.
Okay.
Or both of them
I usually hear anyway.
to suck in when you're doing your practicings in your restroom.
Right.
Not your restroom, that means something different. Your relaxation and sleeping quarters.
Okay. Now, I wonder if you could go with me real quickly the process of sucking in the cat's energy. I mean,
Just feel the energy that they transmit. Every living organism transmits energy.
right, but in some place like the room where you have me focus on each section of the room, there's so many sources of energy.
Mhm. Let's select a source. A living source is much better than that source over there, a mechanical source.
I see. Now, was the pyramid then of living or mechanical?
It is both.
There's a clue. Okay. Now, with the cat's energy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's coming off in the way that it does,
Mm-hmm.
it's then able to just focus on that only and working with energy, and then switch over using like the pyramid,
Correct.
switching over then using the crystal or something.
Correct. When you do your practice, work with each energy one at a time, and then we will progress from there.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all I have for now.
Oh.
Well, like I said, we got so much else going.
I heard any good jokes recently?
I knew you were going to ask me that. I was thinking, I don't have any right now. Okay. We've got lots to work on there.
Okay.
At least I do.
Let me see. I can understand why Thornton has so much fun with felines. The affection that they generate.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I do not have time for one. And to tell the truth, neither does Thornton. I think it is more a luxury to help him relax.
I thought it was a learning experience.
Learning experience as well, but it also helps him to relax. His stroking the feline is very relaxing and very continuous. They generate energy that is relaxing. They also generate thank you-ness or gratuity.
Yeah, they definitely are thankful for being scratched.
Mm-hmm. Take this one, for example. Is she not going bananas?
Yeah, loving it.
She has her eyes closed and has her tongue sticking out, probably. Well, I must depart.
Okay. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
We have lots of fun to do next week.
And I goeth, but I shall return.
All right. See you later. Using that breath technique that Omal showed me just now for sucking in energy,
Mm-hmm.
would that assist in farsighting also?
You can try it.
In other words, where I'm taking 10 deep breaths before starting,
Mm-hmm.
but they're only the usual breaths like I did for the first
You could try it. Try that deep breath.
one. What it is, I mean, not just the deep breaths, but the sucking in of energy.
Mm-hmm. You could try that.
Okay.
Ever. Right.
Right.
I've got to hand over to the last two people.
Okay. See you later.
Yeah.
The thrill seeker.
Yeah, dude.
I do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I was going over a tape that you went with over back in March, or
Uh-huh.
August, I should say. And at that time, you mentioned how coercion, we talked about maintaining a positive